This is so great. I feel like, I mean, I think poetry is love in a way, you know, and when I look at the room and see various people that I connect with, various poets who are being celebrated, all I can see in the faces is how you love that poet and why you're here tonight, and it's sort of sensational. So I am honored to read my friend Akilah Oliver, and I know some of Akilah's friends are in the room. She died at the age of 50 in New York City about 2.5 years ago. She died sad, I think, and totally fucking brave. Her 20-year-old son, Oluchi, died 10 years before her death. It was an untreated medical issue in an LA medical center against which many complaints had been made as to the quality or even the existence of the care given in that facility. I remember staying with Akilah years ago in Denver, I think, and there was this tall kid, a teenager, who didn't want to get up, who was sleeping in a bunk. I remember him. I don't want to convince you of the value of Akilah Oliver. I want to introduce you to her. Her books include A Toast in the House of Friends, which Coffee House did in 2009, and the She Said Dialogues, Flesh Memory, which received the Pen Beyond Margins Award. Both of those books I'll be reading from, and she published lots of chapbooks. She was born in 1961 in St. Louis. She grew up in LA and South Central. In the 90s, she founded and performed with the feminist performance collective Sacred Naked Nature Girls. She was a dyke. She taught at Naropa University's Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poetics, and she taught in New York at a number of institutions, New School, Poetry Project, and she was teaching at Pratt when she died. She was a PhD candidate at the European Graduate School, and she was also a member of the Belladonna Collective. She received grants from the California Arts Council, the Flint Ridge Foundation, the Rockefeller, and among her many projects, she was writing, at the time of her death, a book-length theory of lamentation. At the moment of her death, because the book was lying there, it seemed that she was reading Judith Butler's Antigone's Claim. I want to read a little teeny piece from that. If kinship is the precondition of the human, then Antigone is the occasion for a new field of the human, achieved through political catachresis, the one that happens when the less than human speaks as human, when gender is displaced, and kinship founders on its own laws. She acts, she speaks, she becomes one for whom the speech act is a fatal crime, but this fatality exceeds her life and enters the discourse of intelligibility as its own promising fatality, the social form of its aberrant, unprecedented future. So to live imagining that, I think, is brave, and Akilah Oliver was brave. I want to read a handful of her poems, and then you'll know her more. This one's called Green Fibs, and it was from A Toast in the House of Friends. And she uses, this is a whole sequence of poems. I love the word fib, is such a great word. Such an Anglo-Saxon kid word, I think. I'm thinking about good intentions, playing the arenas, how new gender identities upset petunias, shifting through sand to find the silver thread, blackening the dialogue, a philosophical topic posted. Most of the truth has to do with the partial dream. In other words, show yourself. An adornment is what the I is. Name the want. In Jackie's bed, the voices said, release shame and echo and stream and judgment and craft candles burn for Shango. Think, I'll stay here, act like lovers do. He's got that bored, overly exposed to a trivial world American look. The tallness of the woman was important, not fully engaged, challenge of holding new forms. I'm walking down a carnival, not beautiful, not that smart, not that blessed, but a tenacious hostage. What does it mean to be a post-colonial subject? An I in a category that, as of yet, is I not Idaho. At first I was lost, but now I am found. A natural chick, I think, as I look at the receptionist. In her natural gray clogs, history could articulate the ooze, should I stay or should I go? A groovy coyness, my body asking what I see. New York family simmering in red whore light. To fail, again, a promise not intended to keep. To do something that is detrimental to the dreamer. Well, I had a dream that I had some friends and some girls from my class were running down the hallways, and we caught them and we took them back to the stage. Grass, canvas, walls, bodies, boxes, memory, sidewalks offer a range of possibilities for addressing subjects. As I was falling downstairs, I did not feel any shots. Which leads to the other collusion. It is not the action that's important, what she wants. A very kind Indian man drew me a map, then shape-shifted into sister. I as a journal. Russia, Kiev, ice cream, Donald Duck, Texas, Sophia Loren, Mao's Little Red Book, The Ironing Lady, Dialectical Materialism, Stax Records, Supermarket, Fine China, bards of the official grief scribes. Saw her earlier at the coffee shop. She looked real boy. People don't know how to chill, but we do. The delusional mind, twilight. I am sitting on a skin, scurried away, preceding final darkness, close with a ritual of acknowledgement. Ghosts and gods honor the invisible. Look, there's Eileen Myles reading poetry in a laundromat. People do. I had a walk on. What the hell? People doing the rope exercises, the show title, Vicious Children, and Zoe in I Am a Computer, a new support group for still queer ex-dykes, Dred Scott decision, hospital appointment at 2. If memory is the act of bearing witness, if Jesus was born at midnight, if la 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 la, then the dream is a friend driving us somewhere. My hand casts a shadow across the page, and I am writing above my shadow, tender relationships. I meet a man I identify as outcast who speaks of the Negro inside me. Those horses we rode off the Gulf of Mexico, sweet. And you are my brother, rain, disappointment, cold, Jupiter, and a kiss. I need a lot, and I am no longer ashamed of this vulgarity. Actually, the words don't have to be too big, just the concepts obscured. A hard time coming forth is weeping hour. 9 symbolizes completion of a natural order. New York, a sleepy town, yawning awake at noon. Inflammation of vagina, dizziness, insomnia, anxiety, secondary male characteristics, joint pain, eye problems, thirst, hair loss, breast tenderness. Only time and the next phone call will tell. I keep dreaming of water, practice the art of iridescence. His face clouds and he says, no, everybody is discharging, so everybody is innocent. Evil unveiled itself in a single avowal. I can't live or I can't dream. It's as if there is no waiting space. The word sex is not a sexy word. Some friends of mine came by and got caught up in whatever they were doing. Vaginas destabilize a voyeuristic master narrative. I'm really going to need some nonfiction. In the journey of this dream, I meet a man I plan to ask. Stinky from the sloppy house across the street borrows some flour. Fanny predicts I'll write a famous novel and get $172,000. Julia studies feminist theory in college. Masha, Donna, Margarita, and Donna walk to the store to get now and laters. I'm thinking to myself, don't. Those waters will betray you. Akilah's talking about the 3 conditions for conversing with one's angel. Tommy is sitting in the corner singing, "The world loves the winner." Luke says, yes, those times work perfectly. I just got your email. Rick is manifesting abundance. Socorro's got to be at the foot clinic at 9 a.m. Anki says, West Village all the way to the Hudson between 10th and 14th. Erica and Lynn are sitting on a curb watching elephants go by. Someone is waving at all sentient beings everywhere. Michael Andaje says he slipped back into my memory as accidentally as a smell. Joe thinks it's happy Martin Luther King Day. Zoran says these heavens aren't big enough for both him and Jesus. Jerry Springer's on the TV deconstructing whiteness. The 3 big women do ritual, curl purple silken streams of cloth from their mouths, wrap 3 unbroken white eggs in the cloth, kneel in prayer, sing, wading in the water, children, wading in the water, God's gonna trouble the waters. I'm thinking, this is gonna be a long day living in Reseda. This one has no title, it's just sort of a block. How do you speak of children without memorializing them or lying or praising a small limb you rubbed lotion on once as if it were stuck in time and the boy has grown towards manhood, but the mother still stays in a rerun of another hallway, another house, another time, like I could say something now and go back and make any small hurt or great betrayal disappear like a boo-boo covered by a Band-Aid, or this is all silly. He is on the journey from the lineage of intentional gypsies. A fate is a gift and I can listen to you grow stronger with glorious discontent. You, a body still growing and forming itself, semi-perfect, precious already. This is sappy mothers can never really write of sons and get it right. We are too much writing about our own small dilapidations as we tally their gains. Yellow shirt, not mine, these legions of teas, not yours any longer, these vessel draperies I keep. Ache. At my purest once, in response to, "What do you want?" I said, "I just want to know God." And one more, younger and dirty. Is you is or is you ain't? Nobody's home in my body, morning come hurriedly here, zoom past the vehicles, menstrual blood, turn some boys on, groom the poodle, I guess. I forgot to turn the denial faucets off last night, wicked highway, beating time over, emptied of pleasure, crass flowers, miniature men painted in combat green, line them up to watch them die. Order is what I like, all the files labeled, the desire for one more round, roar down street like the other tourists, say prayers and then go home. Somalians in bloated stomach costumes, wrecking my Pan-African day. Happy is the password, stretch out on the underside of a void. Clean dream, thank God somebody's keeping time, all the girls started on their way. Little ones and big ones in white and pink knee socks, preen in the mirror and silence my lips. Pop. Fly away home, Ed Sullivan introduces Diana Ross and the Supremes, done to the tune of Deceit. How can you love me like that? Put those flaws on the table. She said, baby girl, you got it. She said, gin. Shoeboxes full of dope, by the way. Off went the big dick. Exploding for small change. Give me this daily bread I wants to eat. So I lied again. It's only between me and you, right? What does it matter? I'm going to Amsterdam with my wig screwed on tight. All my friends gonna sing background. Off and off and off. Click. Wait for that moment of recognition. Staple the pages shut. Strokes of midnight. Walk tensely by. Go back to start. Look surprised at the trickery. Again. Such faith keeps me going. God loves us, don't you know, child? Comfort. I could have sworn it was her on the street. It was her on my page. It was her true form stretched across my bed. Her left breast on my lip. Nipple reddish brown. Galaxies skipping over my stretch marks. Dreams that got me. How are you? Thanks.